Good evening. Once you have accepted your flaws, no one can use them against you. Once said by George R.R. Martin. Welcome to BMC News Live, presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself, Shana Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa crowned Endurance Championship in Slovakia. Foreign Ministry warned citizens against travelling to Sri Lanka. His Majesty King Hamad congratulated Saudi Monarch on success of Hajj pilgrimage. New electric scooter service launched for pilgrims during Hajj season in Saudi Arabia. Sri Lankan President to resign on Wednesday, said Sri Lankan Parliament Speaker. Today's news in detail. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa crowned Endurance Championship. His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, has been crowned after triumphing in the World Endurance Championship in Simoran in Slovakia. His Highness Sheikh Nasser, Royal Endurance Team Captain, received the cup after winning the 160-kilometer race, clocking 7 hours, 55 minutes and 42 seconds. Royal Endurance Team rider Jafar Mirza received a cup for second place, while teammate Spanish jockey Rosio Esperanza Herrera finished third. Royal Endurance Team rider Uruguayan Cecilia finished the fourth, following by Raid Mahmoud, while His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa came ninth. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa congratulated the Royal Endurance Team riders on their achievement, wishing them continued success. Riding his horse Lola di Jalima, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Royal Endurance Team Captain, won the 120-kilometer race, clocking 5 hours, 48 minutes and 59 seconds. This is the second victory in 24 hours for His Highness Sheikh Nasser, who triumphed yesterday in the World Endurance Championship in Simoran, Slovakia, winning the 160-kilometer race. Bahrain arrested a suspect for selling medicines without an HRA license. Police on Saturday arrested a person suspected of selling medicines subject to regulatory controls in Bahrain without a license. The arrest followed a report filed by the General Department of Investigation and Criminal Evidence to the public prosecution, said the head of the Public Prosecution of Ministries and Public Entities. Foreign Ministry warned citizens against travelling to Sri Lanka. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has warned citizens not to travel to the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka at the present time due to the current situation. The ministry has warned citizens present in Sri Lanka to leave the country immediately, avoid areas of unrest, and follow the instructions from local authorities for their own safety. For assistance, do contact the Embassy of the Kingdom of Bahrain to India and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. His Majesty King Hamad congratulated Saudi Monarch on success of Hajj pilgrimage. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, on the successful organization of Hajj pilgrimage, which was held amid exceptional health circumstances and reflected the capability of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and its keenness on assuming the sacred responsibility of holding the major Islamic ritual. His Majesty the King commended the tremendous efforts of the custodian of the two holy mosques and the government to hold the pilgrimage, all whilst implementing adequate precautionary measures to ensure the highest level of safety and health of pilgrims. His Majesty the King expressed best wishes to the Hajj pilgrims and wishing King Salman abundant health, happiness and a long life. He also wished the Arab and Islamic nations many happy returns and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the security and prosperity under its leadership. Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers, Bahrain's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Bahrain Civil Defense Force rescued workers trapped in crane after a grueling 8-hour mission. On Saturday, Bahrain Civil Defense Force officers put their skills to full use as they lowered 2 men to safety after being trapped in a crane outside the 17th floor of a building in the diplomatic area following a harrowing 8-hour mission. The heart-stopping moments occurred yesterday outside one of the tallest buildings in the diplomatic area. According to the rescue officers, the 2 men who were cleaning the building from outside got stuck precautionarily on the 17th floor after the crane carrying them refused to move. The 11th platform suddenly broke down and stopped midair, with all efforts to lower it fallen. Aerial pictures showed the men clinching on the platform high up in the air, waiting for rescue with bated breath. In total, 29 civil defense officers and 9 vehicles worked to bring the men down safely. Health facilities are urged to follow strictly cybersecurity rules. Healthcare facilities in the kingdom will have to abide by strict established cybersecurity standards to get accreditation from the National Health Regulatory Authority (NHRA), its chief executive confirmed. The NHRA determination to maintain best practice was outlined following a workshop it hosted in collaboration with the National Cybersecurity Center, which discussed an initial draft of a cybersecurity controls document for Bahrain's health sector. His Majesty the King, congratulated by Indian Prime Minister on Eid al-Adha. Honorable Prime Minister of India conveyed Eid al-Adha greetings to His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bahrain. On the blessed occasion of Eid al-Adha, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, on behalf of the people of India, conveyed greetings to His Majesty King Hamad bin Khalifa and His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and the people of Kingdom of Bahrain. The festival is observed by over 200 million Indians of Islamic faith, spreading the universal human values of love, pity, sacrifice and forgiveness. As we mark this festival, we pray for peace, harmony and fraternity among all peoples in the service of the greater good for humanity. Prime Minister Modi also praised the warm and cordial relations between India and Bahrain based on mutual trust and understanding, and thanked the leadership and the government of the kingdom for taking special care of the Indian community. Now we shall go for short commercial break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. Saudi Arabia has warned citizens against traveling to Sri Lanka. Saudi Arabia's embassy in Sri Lanka has called on nationals who are currently in Sri Lanka to keep away from protest areas. The embassy has called on the Saudi citizens who are wishing to travel to Sri Lanka to postpone their travel due to the current protests and demonstrations in the country. Saudi royal court announced passing of Prince Turki bin Sultan bin Turki bin Sultan bin Abdulaziz. Prince Turki bin Sultan bin Turki bin Sultan bin Abdulaziz Al Saud has passed away. Saudi royal court has announced. Funeral prayer on his soul was performed yesterday at Imam Turki bin Abdullah Mosque in the city of Riyadh. 13,397 illegal arrested in Saudi. Around 13,397 violators of residency, labor laws and border security regulations were arrested in various regions of the kingdom within a week. The arrests included 8,388 violators of the residency system, 3,044 violators of the border security rules and 1,965 violators of the border laws. New East quota service launched for pilgrims during Hajj season in Saudi. Authorities in Saudi Arabia are offering electric scooters as a new mode of transport for pilgrimage during the year's Hajj season. According to the Transport General Authority, it will facilitate the movements of pilgrims while they perform rituals. It will also cut down on the duration of their trip from Mount Arafat to Muzdalifah. Pilgrims will now save at least 15 minutes on their journey time, as earlier they had to walk the distance for around an hour. Special designated tracks have been marked for scooters to ensure safety, the report have said. Heavy rains in Oman. The tourist attraction Aqabat Hashir has been closed until further notice for visitors of Khalifa Salala in the Governorate of Dhofar. A statement issued online by the Royal Oman Police ROP said, for the sake of public safety and security due to the heavy rains and erosion of dust, Aqabat Hashir in Dhofar Governorate will be closed from today until further notice. The entrance to Berg al-Shawa roundabout for the closing from Sultan Qaboos Street towards Nizwa will be completely closed starting tomorrow for the purpose of maintenance. Oil prices post weekly decline on growing recession fears. Oil prices rose about 2% in volatile trade on Friday, but still posted a weekly decline as investors worried about a potential recession-driven demand downturn or even as global fuel supplies remain tight. Brent, the global benchmark, rose $2.37 or 2.3% to settle at $107.02 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate, a gauge that tracks U.S. crude, gained $2.06 or 2% to reach $104.79 a barrel. Both benchmarks traded in negative territory and then rebounded from sessions lows. Rybakina of Kazakhstan won Wimbledon final. Elena Rybakina bet the homes of the Wimbledon final on Saturday to become the first tennis player from Kazakhstan to win a Grand Slam singles championship. Rybakina is ranked number 23 since the WTA computer ranking began in 1975. Just one woman ranked lower than Rybakina won Wimbledon. Thousands storm president's residence in Sri Lanka's city of Colombo. Thousands of protesters in the Sri Lankan city of Colombo have stormed the president's residence and have taken over his administrative offices amid growing calls for him to resign. As the country continued to struggle through its worst economic crisis since independence, a large anti-government protest calling for President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to step down was arranged on Saturday, with people attending in their tens of thousands, despite an ongoing fuel shortage making travel difficult. Police used charges and water cannon against the crowds in some places and shots were fired into the air. But as the crowds persisted and moved towards the president's official residence, barricades were broken down and they stormed into the palatial property, many carrying Sri Lankan flags and shouting slogans. Sri Lankan president to resign on Wednesday, said Sri Lankan's parliament speaker. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has agreed to resign in the coming days. The speaker of Sri Lanka's parliament said on a tumultuous Saturday that also saw the prime minister say he would step down, AP reported. Speaker Mahinda Rajapaksa said in a televised statement that he informed Rajapaksa that parliamentary leaders had met and decided to request he leave office, and the president agreed. However, Rajapaksa remained until Wednesday to ensure a smooth transfer of power. NASA revealed Webb telescope's first cosmic targets. NASA said Friday the first cosmic images from the James Webb Space Telescope will include unprecedented views of distant galaxies, bright nebulae, and a faraway giant gas planet. The US, European, and the Canadian space agencies are gearing up for a big reveal on July 12th of early observations by the $10 billion observatory, the successor to Hubble, that is set to reveal new insights into the origins of the universe. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Sultana. Good night.